think in terms of like Fresh Face to Give and giving credit to 3-6, I guess we can start talking on the tape. One thing I'm impressed with is specifically drums. Like the way you guys work with just drums in general, it's very eclectic. It's kind of like, I think in a way it's almost like sometimes people approach rap beats when they're prescribed where like, okay, it's this sort of melody, which means it's got to have this sort of drums. You kind of just throw that rule out the window. And I feel like your generation of the UK underground kind of does it. What's your inspo with that?
For me personally, like, because I only started making my first song, I made it like end of 2023. That's the first time I'm also like hearing about a lot of the UK underground, like sonically, because I'm just a person that hops on a YouTube beat, posts it online
and see what
and
happens.
TikTok, and then first you get put on TikTok, and then you have a few months later JJ Finn's following, and then making me understand, okay,
this is
something
whole
wider. So from that, it's like, from hearing what's happening, I feel like you have an idea of what underground music is supposed to sound like. And I think with underground music, a lot of the popular ones is very like basic, like the formula's basic, like Ken Carson drums, just like the hi-hat just keeps on going, and the clap in the middle is just very recreated.
It feels like you're listening to loops.
Loops, exactly. Like you could hear a whole Young Thug tape, and I shout out Young Thug on the rapping side, but let's say production-wise, with the drums, they'll be like the same. But I feel like what people in the UK have done with trap is like we've taken all our, let's say, ethnic backgrounds or musical inspirations and kind of put those drums into a point where like it makes sense, but we're like having our own fun in it, you know?
Even then, because like UFO is actually one of my favorite songs, and like it's got the rhythm of an Afrobeat song in a way that you don't expect it to, which is really interesting because you're like, wait, this is an Afrobeat song, so why does it feel like one? Why am I trying to bust the dirtiest horizontal I've ever done in my life? Like, why am I trying to shock you to this? It shouldn't work, but it does. Do you know what I mean? I think it's a fresh approach that I really like. And even then, to talk on a bit more on production as well, 3-6 Sent Me, that is one of my favourites. I thought it would be a fan favourite.
Shout out Louis, shout out Louis.
How did that song come about? Tell me.
Yo, so...
Yeah, you tell me.
Okay, cool. Shout out Louis, first of all. No, I have to give him the props because
100%.
From a musical perspective, like just on being on just a human on TikTok, seeing... After I first saw this guy's beats and discovered it, it's kind of like, okay, this guy's
your mind, didn't it?
This guy's got something. This guy understands something different about music. Like, there's no rules to this. Like, you open, there's no actual rules to it. So having like for Louis to shout me at like, bro, still today, this is the only beat we've ever made. It's like he's a mythical creature. But he shouts me one day at like 5. I think the beat's name is 5. Louis and 3-6 make a beat at 5:44 a.m. And I was at my dad's.
The way this guy names his beats are so fucked. Like he would literally name them about like anything, like this beat I saw on TikTok live, or like no, the one that killed me the most is like, we are like all God's ants and he's playing a cruel prank on us. That's one of the, that was like a name of a beat, bro, because he was just feeling sad or something, bro.
Yeah, bro, I feel like how the beat made me feel, I'll just put that in the title. But anyway, that Louis beat, made it at 5:44, and it feels like because it was so late at night and I was at my dad's and I was half asleep, it just felt like a fever dream. I just woke up with a beat from Louis that we made together. He did, I can't lie, he did most of the beat, but just to even be involved in that and to have that on the tape, like, I don't know, it just shows more to the culture, like, it's not really a numbers thing. Like, we actually made this tape, like, because we wanted to put people onto music we fuck with, or that you know, we've curated, like, through our music taste and through our, like, inspirations and through what we've seen. So shout out Louis to even create that song, because it's insane, like,
literally. And even then, Antzz, you rapped your ass off on that,
bro. I'm telling you,
I
was telling him before, bro. The way that we made that song was in my kitchen at like a similar time as well, some at like 3 a.m. or something like that. And like we was just in the kitchen, and he showed me the beat before when I was still in Germany, and it's like, I don't know, this time something just clicked in it, and we made about like 8 songs. Like we actually started a new like EP, like damn near off that those like that rack of songs that we made in it, and it was
Yeah.
the last song that we put on the album, which already went through so many different changes.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that one, like that song was the last one that we put on 2036, Antzz 2036, and it was like when we made it, it just everything made sense. Like that one came, like it happened the quickest. Like the bars were just one after another, and like even there's a part of it where I'm talking about hungry belly, we inside of the gaff.
Yeah.
So you
that
should
one.
cook. So I said, what's the plan? I said, are you hungry? You said,
Yeah,
for the
this
racks.
guy asked me if
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
He said, like, you want to eat anything? I said, nah, bro, for the racks.
For the racks. We was like,
Wait, that's a order.
yeah. Literally, 'cause
Wait.
we were hungry. No, literally, we were hungry. We were inside of the gaff.
literally.
I said to him, yo, should we cook something? Are you hungry? He said, nah, for the racks. And he was on the laptop like this, like half asleep, like, nah, for the racks, man. I said, nah, that's cold. Like, we have to do it. We have to put it into the song, like, and then boom, like, just, yeah, it made sense, like, everything. Even the 3-6 sent me this shit. And it was like, oh, yes.
I think it's a weird thing how, like, I think the reliance on punching in can either be a gift or a curse.
No word.
And I think it also kind of shows what kind of a rapper you are. Some people, even some very good rappers, just can't punch in. It's like they just need to write before getting in there. Some people can. Some people think they're very good at punching in, but really they're not.
They're not, no.
Because like a lot of like on the spot thinking to turn something like that into a lyric isn't something that people are good at. Your takes aren't very good. You can't necessarily do like punchline setup in the way that you've done with this song if you're punching in, unless you're like Lil Wayne or Jay-Z. But like they're two of the greatest rappers ever. So like of course they're able to get away with that.
Exactly.
But like how do you strike that balance though? Because I feel like you found it.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, like when I started making music, when I went to my boy's house, I used to write, innit? Like I used to write, and then I think when I went to Germany to go link my brothers, like DC and Friday, shout out them, Forever Friday, they were punching in. And I was like, yo, they really put me onto the underground sound because I used to do like other stuff. And that's when I realized like what my problem was when I was making music is that when I was writing, because I used to write like poems and stuff, when I was writing raps, it was like I would write it to a beat, but I couldn't find the flow exactly how I wanted it. And I'd end up just being like a robot. Like I'd be like, and I'm like trying to catch
You're
up.
almost
with
like
the
you're
words.
reading it rather than actually performing the song.
It's like when you're reading a script and when you've got the script, you know, gone, and then you're able to like, you know, wow, I can't believe the words are not coming to me right now. When you're acting and you're like,
actually perform.
and you're performing it and you're improvising basically, And then I was like, damn, you know, there's so many things that if you're able to think of bars and they're already in you, they're already in your brain, why can't you just do it? Why can't you just say it then? And then the flows that come to you and the ideas that come to you, it's more than you could ever, like in my opinion, in my experience, there's just more there, like, you know what I mean?
So I think in your case, it's also a classic thing where one, poets sometimes struggle to transition to rap because they'll try and rap like poets. It's like, sure, it's rhythm and poetry, but it's not really poetry.
It's not, it's
because
different.
it's not as formatted as poetry can be.
Yeah.
So like, it's unformatted in different ways. And like, a lot of people write, they'll write having heard the beat, but not while they're listening to it.
Yeah.
But I actually think in your case, writing made you overthink.
It did. And then I started writing like spiritual miracle type.
Do you know what I mean?
And I was like, and I'm going interesting. It's like, shut up, man. I was trying to hear that shit. Like, yeah, you're smart, but let's.
People
you know what I mean?
forget like the technicality of rap. It's like, cool, when you have all that stuff down, that's great. But now you have to have rhythm, character, persona.
Exactly.
And that sort
The
of
voice that like I only
Tone.
really found now that all of that, it really just comes from punching in and just trying new shit. Like sometimes you have to really hone in on the way your voice sounds before the bars even come, and then you can start, you know what I mean?
Even
pairing
then,
it.
like sometimes you can do a mixture of both, where you'll write it, but then you can punch in each 4 bar or 8 bar and then be like, maybe that's not how I want to do this. Do you know what I mean? Maybe there's a certain bit you want a particular tone or delivery.
Yeah.
And you give it a go.
Yeah.
And I think maybe there is just a middle ground for it. I think maybe we've been approaching this all wrong. Like people have said, oh, writing versus punching in. Maybe it's, do we adopt both strategies in their own way? I think that's an interesting way of looking at it.
100%.
Are you fed up with A&Rs that don't want to do their jobs or do any sort of artist development? Hire me, I'm cheap. Hi, I'm Ed Rants. So I'm launching a music consultancy business that's supposed to help you be able to build the artistic skills that your record label can't be asked to teach you, but wants to take 50% of your royalties off. I'm cheap. I'm only £30 an hour. Take a look on our website and our landing page and have a look on my calendar for what's available and see if I can help you.
So So just to talk a bit more on just how you're navigating the UK underground, that sort of thing. It's like a lot of you kids in the underground are just one-man bands in the sense where you're doing everything yourself. And there's an element of like, can we just cut the ego, please? None of us are making money from music.
None
and
of
let's
us.
not pretend that we are.
No, even if we say that we are in our raps, like we know we're not.
Do you know
Like,
what I mean? Like, it's a fun little thing that we do. Like, you love the music and that sort of stuff. You love the swagger that we put on. But I broke. Like, I don't have money. And that's okay.
trust me, you can catch me working, bro. Like, I pray every day that I'm working. I'm not gonna say where I work, but every day, yeah, I'm like, damn, you know what? Someone could come into this shop and be like, Antzz, I saw you just say that you're making the rack and you're on the.
So
bro,
here's
nah,
a funny
blood.
thing, because Daniel, very old school funky house artist, he's always had a thing where he was like, if you're coming up as an artist, the best thing you could do to start is get a job. And he's told everyone this. And even then, when some of his biggest tunes like Party Hard was coming out, he was working at the post office. So like, it's interesting how I think your generation is more attuned to that idea, right? And I think that's another reason why, like, I haven't really seen any UK underground artists be like, he's exposed for working here. I think there's like an element of respect now. Because like
Yeah.
everyone kind of knows that, everyone probably has a job.